What's up guys, it's Jughead here, just a down-to-earth guy, trying to bring you some down-to-earth content. Welcome back to my Let's Watch Hunter x Hunter series. Today we're going to be watching episode 30, titled Fierce and Ferocious. Fierce and Ferocious sounds exciting. GON is going up against Little Red Riding Cyborg Bane guy, I forget his name, but if there's going to be someone who's going to be fierce and ferocious, I hope we're going to be able to see GON's potential. Even last episode was Awakening of Potential, and he was like, I need to find out what I can do with this new power. It's like fucking, I don't even know, like Goku when he figured out, like, I don't even know, when Goku came from training with the Kami and wanted to find out how powerful he was. This is what I'm talking about right here. This is where I want to see GON get to the next level. Now that he's training, now that he's only learned 10 so far, but we want him to learn all of Nen. I'm excited to see where that goes. Is GON going to be the fierce one? Is Killua going to be the ferocious one? Or are we just going to see GON go all the way fucking out? And the likelihood that he actually wins a match on a 200th level to then be able to challenge Hisoka is low. But you never know with someone like GON. And without any more talking, let's see if I'm right or wrong. So, let's watch Hunter x Hunter episode 30. We are in the big 3-0. I got, what? I can't do math. 118 more episodes to go. But episode 30 in 3, 2, 1. Let's watch. Let's see who's going to be fierce and ferocious. I decided I want to watch the intro because I saw that's a new intro. 10. The ability to build up a shroud of Nen can make your body harder and considerably slow the effects of aging. I know 10. Zetsu. It nullifies your Nen aura. It suppresses it. Kind of like suppressing your chi in Dragon Ball. Ren. This is the one I don't know. Technique to create an especially strong Nen aura. Like building up your chi. This one I want to see. I know the least about Ren. Hatsu, the release of your Nen aura after boosting via Ren. These four elements are known as the four major principles critical to the overarching mastery of Nen. So, I just wanted to watch that for the first time so I could get it again. Ren is the one I especially want to see, of like building up your Nen. And then Hatsu is the thing that we must have seen from Hisoka and Wing when they unleashed their Nen. That's what that was. I just wanted to watch that for the first time, and I skipped the intro. And now we're back to whatever this guy's name is, with all the tops that he pulled out of his ass out of nowhere. Little Red Riding Bane. All these tops manipulated by Nen. How is he going to get out of this one? This Beyblade attack. So is this going to be 2 points? He's already down 1 point because he got attacked in the last episode. Now, his 10 aura blocks him from other Nen attacks, but it doesn't block him from physical attacks. Okay, now it's 2 points. I forgot that... Oh, so that was 2 points. Because he got knocked and it was a good attack. I forget that you still have to do the 10 points to a TKO. Oh, I thought GON was talking to him telepathically for a second. So he is using Nen. Manipulating a small object requires only a small amount of aura. The bigger the object, the more Nen you need to use. His name is Gido, I forget. That's his name. So objects respond well to those who are compatible. That's interesting. That I'm a little confused by. So emotions affect it? How is he gonna do this? Ooh. Get into that meditative. Yep, it's not about sight or hearing, it's about your sixth sense. Ow. That didn't fucking work. Holy crap. He got fucked up. I forget you can also get knocked out of the ring. Down 6-0? Damn. Ah, that... Ooh. So he can't multitask with his use of Nen. Go away. He's thinking. Yeah, get the fuck out. Okay. The Nen in this top didn't feel hostile. What about the others? They're spinning around, bumping into each other. Huh. It's a game of Beyblades. Yeah, you can't. Even Gido said he doesn't even know where they're gonna go because they're so unpredictable. They're just gonna hit him if he's in the way. They're not actually after him or attacking him. If anything, he's made them more volatile. Yeah, ignore the tops. They're either gonna hit you or not. They're not directly attacking you. Oh, he's a fucking human top. That's great. He is his own Beyblade. Ugh. Is it gonna be 8-0 now? It's gonna be 8-0. We thought he had a 9-0. Damn. I forgot because that was an especially good attack. So you get 2 points on that, 1 point for the knockout. We thought he had a 5-head, 200 IQ play. I guess not. Yeah, so he's not actually a fighter. He's, like he said, he's just trying to build up points. He wins by TKOs. He's gonna have to build up all that aura to overpower him. Yep, he doesn't know Ren. Learning how to quickly create large amounts of aura and how to channel it into attacks, which is Hatsu. Yeah. What if he learns it on his own, just naturally? Damn. 5 more years. Hey, he learned 6 months of training in like 2 hours, so you can cut that 5 years down into what, like 1? Yeah, prolong the match. Get him dizzy, get him tired. But it's not just, you're not just knocked down on this one loss. You have to just prevent yourself from losing 9 more times. Ooh, is he getting rid of his Nen aura? What's he doing? He's getting rid of it? Dangerous game. Reckless, but we love a reckless guy. He's concealing his he's done this before. He's done this on Zevil Island. I knew it was going to come up again where he already knows how to do it. He already knows Zetsu. Yep, on Zevil Island, bruh. Hunter exam. Yep, when he was tracking his Soka. Yep. Incredible potential. Magnificent, but terrifying. Yeah, what's he doing? Even the master doesn't know what Gon is up to. High risk, high reward. Risk it for the biscuit. Focus all of his senses. He has to sacrifice his 10 to be able to use his senses. Yep, risking his life to train. He is like a Goku. The tops can't target him, but he can fucking target him. His fast reflexes are gonna come in clutch right now. Yep, he's sensing them. They're unpredictable. They're not attacking him. They're just going where they're gonna go, but he can sense the trajectories. He doesn't have to worry about the tops now. Yep. Like Mr. Popo said in Dragon Ball, it's not about your sight, it's not about your hearing. You have to sense the energy. I love the heavy metal guitar, like you got fucking Randy Rhoads in your ears, but it's just tranquil, eyes closed. You got Hisoka watching from a distance. The smile on his face. You can fight, let's go. What are you doing? Dude, this man's horny. This man's excited. Watching his fruit blossom. His fruit ripen. Fruit doesn't blossom. Oh. Nice. Worth it though. He learned. He's his trainer, like a parent. Yeah, now you got more time for Wing to train him. Your vital spots, you have 3 broken ribs. A broken humerus? Blah, blah, blah. Gonna be Wing and Zushi? Or Hisoka? Nope, it's Wing. He's gonna be like, what the hell were you thinking? He's gonna be like, where did you learn Zetsu? Did you put your name in the goblet? Damn. Both Killua and Wing are against him. Does he get to do that now that he's his master? He's like a father figure. You gotta knock some sense into him. I like this father figure dynamic we got going here. 4 months. Oh. You said 4 months. Why is it 2 months now? Ah, he lied. Killua can. You can't. Yeah, let's be a little bit more disciplined here. You got your experience from that first fight. But let's be a little more careful and a little smarter now. Ooh, a promise thread. Like a promise ring. But not for your girlfriend. That you toss away and you inevitably break up. This is some serious shit. Put one on your finger too. You don't have one. GON does. Let's have a higher calling here. Yeah, they don't want to. GON is what? Let's have a higher goal. Let's have it be meaningful here. Yep, he's exactly like a Goku. He just wants to fight strong people. Yep, he loves the thrill of fighting. Now we get to see the flashback. when he got fucked up. Wait, why are there 50? You just multiply them all? You gotta be impressed by this, at least. Up until he gets fucked up. Did he lose on purpose? That would be cool. Uh-oh. He's fucked. That's a Nen attack. You ain't blocking that without 10. Enjoying a situation that could have cost him his life? Evil Knievel. On the edge. Yeah, you being an assassin, you've definitely felt the same way. But he's a little more disciplined. Yep, that's what you have to teach him most. You're gonna have to train him mentally. Yeah, but GON doesn't break a promise. You've taught Nen too early. Uh-oh, what? Ah, yep. Yep, he's afraid he's taught Nen too early to these kids. But it's too late, they already know. If he refuses, they'll just find somebody else. Exactly. Don't feel guilty about thinking that you've done it too early. Yeah, he can train. GON gotta wait 2 months. What? That's what I thought he was gonna say, and I'm glad he said it. Hell yeah. Side by side. You gotta respect that. Peace. I got you. Nothing really fierce and ferocious about this episode, man. GON got fucked up. Now we got the Halo theme song again back in my ears. Is he already going to be training, or is he gone? Yep, he's already training. He's already meditating. Suppressing that. Or, yep, they're both going to meditate together. Hell yeah. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. I wonder if there's a technique, just like in Dragon Ball, what's it called? The Guki Daima or whatever? I forget what it's called, where you can absorb the chi from all living things around you into your palm of your hand. I wonder if you can do that here. You can absorb all the Nen surrounding you. He may have awakened. Yep. That smile is iconic. These ain't just two regular kids. You have awakened something. When you open up those micropiles, you opened up something. Pandora's box. But I don't think for bad. For good. Even he's smiling. What's with that smile? With that smile. Where are we at? Ooh, Kurapika's voice. Whoop! What are we, in the projects? You look cool. Yeah, he's a newbie. It's the grit? What does he lack? What? What do you mean it hasn't ended yet? He's still learning. He's still a student. Is it because he doesn't know Nen? I'm confused. What doesn't he see? Does he not see Nen? Like, do they not want to hire somebody that can't use that because you're going to be going up against people who do? Like, he can't see aura? Or was that some, like, supernatural ghost shit? Now, who's this guy? What's about to go down? Is Kurapika the fierce and ferocious one? Uh-oh. What's going on? Holy shit! That's a bullet. That's a bullet. Oh, dodged it like the one. Okay, that's not just a regular bullet. Fate had a hand in crossing our paths. Okay, who are you? He's a hunt. Ooh, he pickpocketed the hunter license. Ugh, you just lost everything. No, I don't think I will. Oh, yep, it was Nen. It's no use. He knows Nen. You're fucked. But can the Scarlet Eyes go up against Nen? Yep, you guys are right. Nen is going to be so pivotal to the show from now on. Train with your boys. Of course Kurapika is going to have to learn Nen. Huh? Are you saying Nen is a crutch? Okay, just toss it. Kurapika has his own trainer now. Okay, we got Kurapika's master now. You leave one exam to enter another. Ah, and the badass music. Oh man, I'm never gonna get tired of it. Gon's hidden potential. He has awoken an incredible beast. Yep, and now Kurapika's learning that. What about Leorio? He's just becoming a fucking boring doctor. So, let's discuss. I have a lot to talk about. This discussion I already know is going to be super long, so get ready for this. I officially have 30 episodes under my belt, the big 3-0. I don't even know if I did that backwards or not because I'm not looking at my OBS right now. Only 118 more to go if I did the math correctly. I hope and think as my channel grows, perhaps even if I can support myself financially with the channel, I'll obviously then be putting in way more time into the channel, deservedly so, if it becomes that big in my life and takes such a presence and a force in my life that I literally have the time to put more of my time into it. So 118 doesn't sound that long or far away in my eyes if I can eventually have the opportunity to sink everything I have into creating content. I'll breeze through this shit. I don't know, I was just thinking about that, hitting the big 3-0, hitting 30, getting under my belt, and then occasionally seeing the comments of only uploading once a week, or the fact that at my rate sometimes the series won't be finished for quite a long time, and just gets me thinking about where I am now and where I could potentially be at in the future, and that's kind of all determined by, yes, myself, but also you guys and my audience and if I grow or not. So who knows? I'm glad to have 30 episodes down, onward to 40, then 50, and so on and so on. There won't be enough anime or shows or movies to watch or games to play if I reach that point. But like I said, who knows? Just take it one day at a time, one episode at a time, and enjoy the journey as we go and not think too much about the future. That is why today is called a gift, because it is the present. Word to Kung Fu Panda. Forget that turtle's name. But let's go. I love how the first thing the episode starts off with is us hearing Gon say he is itching to fight. exactly how Gon is, exactly how we love Gon, just like we know him to be. Reminds me exactly of Goku, just about the same age by the time of the first or second Budokai. Goku always itching to fight the strong guys, literally in his Saiyan blood, kind of in Gon's blood. Knows it's wrong, tells Wing he's sorry, but he wants to fight. He's itching to fight, just like Goku telling Krillin, I'm sorry, but can you let Vegeta go? I need to fight him again and win. I can you please let him go? I know it's wrong, but I need you to do this for me. But the fight was kind of boring. The only thing that made it exciting and tense were the commentaries from both Wing and Killua, adding that suspense and that fear and that hype to the match. Like even Gido himself said, "Yep, my strategy is boring. Sorry, but it's the best strategy for racking up the points. He's just going for the TKOs. All he has to do is win by 10 points for the TKO, no actual fighting involved. Perfect plan against Gon, who likes to be on the offensive. All you need is a killer, impenetrable defense in your gravy." The fight was kind of confusing though, at least to me, even after the second watch, because it's revealed that Gido can't control the tops like Gon thought he was. But you can clearly see Gido throughout the fight direct the tops to go after Gon. So kind of just confusing and odd to see Gido literally wave his pole or like the Nen energy surge and the tops all in unison together in one tightly packed together unison form, clearly make a beeline for Gon, but explain that Gido can't make the tops attack Gon, or even Wing saying, you can't make the tops move with precision like that. I don't know. Like I said, was only interesting because of the commentary from Killua and particularly Wing, everything he had to say. If something doesn't make sense, then I get annoyed and uninterested. So half the fight was kind of this battle between being uninterested because I was confused, but then getting that hype and that tense suspense and interest back again because of what I was hearing in Killua and Wing's commentary, which again lends to the fact that dialogue is crucial. When the action fails, the dialogue can save it. Like, it's interesting to hear from Wing teaching Zushi and through the eyes and ears of Zushi teaching us that Gido is utilizing Hatsu, projecting his aura outward into the tops, almost like literally giving them life in the aura to have a life of their own, being so unpredictable. It allows the tops to move with more strength and speed than normally possible. So I don't know if that means Gido is still controlling or he isn't. It's literally kind of just like giving them a life of their own and cause them to act how they would, but more intensely and supernaturally. I'm not entirely sure on that. I don't think it's like super crucial that I understand because it's over. He lost. What really confused me though is Wing saying Gido is using more than just Nen. From aura alone, those tops couldn't do what they're doing. He's able to accomplish the strategy he's using because he deeply cares about his tops. They respond well to those who are compatible. What the hell does that mean? That last sentence literally sounds like some Star Wars Harry Potter shit, like the wand chooses the wizard. Not just any wand can be used for any wizard. Or like conjuring a Patronus. A Patronus requires deep focus and emotional headspace. Or is Nen also influenced by emotions? Like that is taken into account? Like how Kurapika's emotions trigger a Scarlet Eye state? Or how Gohan's power level would increase dramatically the angrier he became, or just in general, like in Dragon Ball, your emotions have a lot to do with your chi, and it's goes hand in hand. Like, are the tops affected by Gido's emotions? Are they driven more so? Like, are they violent towards Gon and they defend Gido because of some emotional bond or emotional message being conveyed? That's just super weird to me. Deeply cares about his tops, and objects respond well to those who are compatible. Big takeaway sentences from that fight right there, and I still don't fully understand them. Hopefully that it get explained down the line, or maybe they're just not important and I'm looking too far into it. I'm just saying those were the two things that even on my second watch, while I was going over my notes all over again to make sure, as I do, make sure my discussions are well informed, knowledgeable, and entertaining and informative, still don't really understand or get what he's saying there. Interesting though that you cannot multitask with Nen. Gon wasn't able to maintain his 10 around him and his body while he attempted to sense the Nen tops. I wonder if that's just a case of not being adept enough yet in Nen training and its utility. So him being so new and green at Nen doesn't know how to optimize his aura to maintain 10 whilst also focusing on sensing the tops, or if that's just not possible straight up. Like, even for a master like Wing, you just can't do that. Like, it's just a mandatory thing or a facet to it in order to focus enough on sensing external Nen, which takes a lot of focus and a lot of energy. All other focus must fade. It's just impossible to balance the two. The interesting revelation like kind of makes you feel dumb. Like, of course they're not actually targeting Gon. They're still just tops at the end of the day, spinning and acting arbitrarily, randomly, as tops would obviously fucking do. Even Gido said it last episode. They move with such volatility and speed, not even he can predict where they will go. Like, duh, he doesn't, because he's not even lying. He's just telling the truth. Nobody can. It's all random chance and probability. In just, you're literally spinning a top and seeing where it goes. The Nen just makes it spin faster and have more strength if it collides and where it's going, which to me is actually better, because Gon then knew that he didn't have to worry about being targeted. No reason to maintain his 10 shroud if there was nothing attacking him in the first place, allowing him instead to focus all his literal Nen energy on seeing the top. Same way Mr. Popo told Goku to sense his chi when they were fighting against each other. Don't use your eyes or your ears, but sense my chi, sense my presence through that. Or Obi-Wan teaching Luke how to use the Force to sense where the training droid was in A New Hope when they're on the Millennium Falcon, and Obi-Wan puts that helmet on Luke and tells him to see the ball with the Force, with his senses. See it not with your eyes, but with your senses, with the Force. And he's able to dodge that droid training blaster shots that he was going to shoot him with. Kind of the same exact thing here. And I loved how I thought Gon came up with the 200 IQ big brain idea, figured it all out, got the strategy down, cracked the code, cracked the enigma, and then this motherfucker turns himself into a goddamn Beyblade too and starts spinning himself, and Gon just knocked right back where he was before in a matter of like seconds. This is where Gon is pretty much doomed, and we know this, and I like that. Even if the world and the show is not reality or perfectly realistic, as I don't think a show should be, or else that's boring, the events inside it can be realistic. Just as Nen has its own limitations, restrictions, confinements, the world itself has to have restrictions, limits, and confinements. Realistic that Gon would not be able to win, especially when we know there's no way he can. And realistic that Wing, being a master, can tell and know Gon cannot win either. We can take the word of the master. So if we're thinking it, he's thinking it. If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. The wisest one, instead of just the show just purposely taking you for a loop and doing something crazy out of nowhere just for the sake of being unpredictable in the worst way and throwing you off like, you're wrong. I don't like that. That's what I liked about Dragon Ball. You knew Goku's, Krillin's, Tien's, Yamcha's limits. Goku couldn't win against Roshi in the first Budokai, and he didn't. Roshi was content losing to Tien, and Goku couldn't have won against Tien at the second Budokai, even with his training. But then, Goku trains with Kami for 3 years. I think it was 3 years, right? And Goku doesn't master it right away. But 3 years training with Kami, even with Tien, Krillin, Yamcha, and Shiatsu training with Karen, which is like the level below the Kami. Tien couldn't beat Goku, and he didn't. There's like, Tien can't beat Goku, and he didn't. No way. And Goku would be the only one to defeat Piccolo, and he does. Like Roshi had said in the first Budokai, there's always a bigger fish, and the show kept to that word, that quote. Gohan, even after training with Piccolo, was afraid to fight when the time came. It makes sense. He's human. He's just a kid. Everything was training, but now you're in the real world and he gets scared and he can't fight. That makes sense. I kind of like that. Vegeta and the other guy, I forget his name, killed almost everybody. I'm at like that episode, where am I, 50 or 51 of Dragon Ball Z currently. So that's all I know so far. Goku's on his way to Planet Namek right now. But what keeps me entertained is knowing characters can die, good guys lose, bad guys win, bad guys survive. Even if you think it gets cliche that the Dragon Balls can be used to bring people back to life, I don't really care. It's not that big of a deal. Or that's not what the show's about. Or like Samurai Champloo. People you don't want to die, they fucking die. Real life shit happens. Death, unrequited love, trauma, anything else that you can think of. Like, I haven't seen one single minute of Attack on Titan. I plan to watch it for the channel eventually. I think it's like 2 or 3 shows down on my list currently in the queue. But the one thing I do know that people joke around with a lot is don't get attached to too many characters, or any characters for that matter, because so many people fucking die, and you'll just be so sad. The characters you end up liking, dropping like flies, and I like that. No plot armor, no keeping characters alive for the sake of their popularity, and if anything, I think that's the worst part about Dragon Ball is the fact that Goku was supposed to permanently die. When he dies, I don't remember when. It's the one thing I know from the show that I'm not upset knowing about is that, like, at some point, Goku was supposed to die permanently, not come back to life, and Gohan was built up. Like, they purposely built up Gohan for this. Gohan was supposed to symbolically and literally take his father's place among the Z fighters, but the creator was forced to write him back in because Goku was so popular, and it's a shame. In Dragon Ball Z, at least. In Dragon Ball Super, I hear is where they redeemed Gohan as a character. But I love Goku, but not more than I love the show as a whole. But to get back to Hunter x Hunter, I like that despite supernatural abilities and powers like Nen or Scarlet Eyes or whatever sci-fi stuff I'm going to get thrown at me, our characters can be injured. They're human after all. They can die. They can get hurt. Even something as simple as our characters splitting up to do their own thing and live their own life and go their own ways. Some real life shit. And Gon here, he doesn't have the training to do what must be done. He physically isn't strong enough or knowledgeable enough. Winning people over willpower alone ain't enough. He can get put out of commission by the bigger fish, just as like Roshi said. But I like even more how true to the character the story remains. Even Wing is like, Gon must be realizing all this, that he cannot beat Gido. And yeah, he must be. But that's not like Gon. Wing doesn't know Gon enough. They're still new. Gon is going to fight anyways. And to Wing, it's crazy. Like, what the fuck is he doing? And we're just like, let's just Gon being Gon. We followed Gon for 30 episodes so far. Wing has known Gon for like a week. And it's like, relax. That balance between being very unpredictable and not so smart, like intellectually, objectively smart, but also being very witty and clever and cunning is where Gon excels at. Like, yeah, I probably shouldn't lower my 10 shroud, but I want to learn how to sense these tops and get some experience in. So I'm going to do it anyways, even if it means I have no protection. I got 1 point until I lose anyways. There's only 2 options here. I either get hurt, which I'm okay with, or I somehow manage to pull it off. I know the odds are against me. Who cares? Let's just go for it. Either result is fine with me, is what Gon is thinking. So Gon does do the reckless thing, as Gon would do. And Gon doesn't do anything too crazy either, though. He doesn't magically learn Ren or Hatsu out of nowhere naturally, which that would be like, okay, this is some bullshit. Who wrote this garbage? Instead, he uses Zetsu, which only shocks Wing because he's his own individual with his own knowledge of what's going on. We as viewers, we're our own omnipotent beings. We know all. We've seen him use Zetsu on Zevil Island before. We just didn't know what it was in that moment back then on Zevil Island. So we we're not mind blown or shocked like Wing was. Or maybe some were in this revelation that was revealed in this episode. I just wasn't because I predicted a while ago, like an episode or two ago, that what we saw Gon do on Zevil Island was use Zetsu without even realizing what he was doing with such a powerful technique. And with that, I think Gon has probably known Zetsu since he was little, all the way back on Whale Island, being one with nature as he is, fishing, hunting, tracking. To me, it looked to me, what I got in my head, the imagery, he sensed those tops familiarly the same way he focused on that. Remember, the bird catching the fish, catching the fly back on Zevil Island too. And I'm sure while Gon's utilization of Zetsu on Zevil Island to conceal himself from Hisoka, when we didn't know what Zetsu was, and that's what he was concealing, his aura, and that Hisoka was a Nen user that whole time, and he would be able to sense Gon's aura. I'm sure he was already capable of it, or at least he's been training his mind and his body that technique, and overall Nen in general, I guess, just from his time as a little kid on Whale Island. Who knows how often he's been using that? How was he able to use it that first time? Maybe he's been doing it a little bit more ever since he was a kid. And that's just the first time we really get to truly witness it. Same way Killua might have with his assassin training. Who knows? He could have had Nen capabilities or some experience in that without even knowing it too. I also think Gon never intended on winning. I'm in the same boat as Wing. He more so just wants to try every technique there is, test everything out, really just see how it goes, doing whatever. Just fighting, all experience is good experience. He'd rather fail than doing nothing. Doesn't really think about the consequences at hand because he doesn't really think there are any, at least in the moment. So why not let his 10 shroud down, see what happens, try out this plan of sensing all the tops to get past them, get some new skill to learn for the future. Like Wing says, risking his life to train. And that sequence of dodging all the tops, and he's like, I can feel them. I can see where they're going and dodge them. That was cool. Doesn't win the whole thing, but he won a part of it. He outsmarted the tops. Even if he wasn't able to win the whole fight, Gon jumping in the air, eyes closed, that smile on his face. No coincidence, it cuts to Hisoka watching the fight from the sidelines. That smile on Gon's face for the love of fighting is the same exact reason Hisoka always has his own smirk on his face for the love of fighting. And you see Hisoka have to like hold himself down, like restrain himself or calm himself down because he's like getting turned on by the fighting potential, the violence, the skill. Perhaps that is why Hisoka likes Gon so much. He can see his traits in Gon, the love for fighting as well and wanting to fight strong people. But seeing Hisoka act like that is like a symbolic way of, telling Gon he ought to be proud of what he's doing because it has Hisoka impressed. Wing and Killua are shocked, but Hisoka likes what he's seeing. And then it just cuts to the next day, and we know Gon is lost. Only question is how badly, and Gon is fucked up. Right ulna and radius both broken, fractured humerus, 3 broken ribs, 12 other small fractures. And Killua tells him it'll be 4 months until he is healed. Like, damn. So, right here, quick, let's just start the Hunter x Hunter arm count. This is what I've been thinking about. Thus far, we have Hisoka cutting off both those guys' arms at the beginning of the Hunter exam in the tunnel. We got 2 arms gone there. We have Hanzo breaking Gon's arm, Gon breaking Illumi's arm, and now Gido breaking Gon's other arm. Like, bruh, am I going to have to keep count on how many arm-related injuries happen throughout this series? Because we already got a literal handful. But I love this scene in the room. Just Killua sitting on the edge of the bed, looking at him like a parent would at the edge of your bed when you either get in trouble for something, or you get hurt doing something stupid, or you got a bad report card or something. Just calls going a moron, yelling at him, telling him an apology ain't gonna do anything. What are you, stupid? Didn't you see or learn anything from our time here, or what Wing taught you? Do you want to end up like those guys who didn't know Nen or didn't do what they were supposed to? Like an overprotective parent. And Gon's face of humiliation and embarrassment, feeling bad for letting Killua down and upsetting him and now being yelled at for his actions. But I feel like that's the whole point. Killua reacts by literally poking and prodding him in anger. Killua chastises him, berates him, but to me, that clearly derives from a feeling of fear or emotional compromise of losing someone close that he cares about. You think Killua would react this way with anyone else? His own family? To Illumi or Maluki? To anybody else before he met Gon? Hell nah. This is clearly showing Killua's emotions toward a friend, someone he cares about, someone he doesn't want to lose. There's emotional attachments now. A bond goes to show how far their companionship and Killua, just as a person, have both come. And again, Gon reminds me of Goku after fighting against Vegeta and his body was broken to fucking bits. Coincidentally, was also supposed to take Goku 4 months to heal. If it weren't for the sensu beans healing him back to perfection, just as I suspect it won't actually be 4 months, his arm healed extra fast the first time around. Maybe he'll heal fast again. And Gon, I picture just like Goku attempting to train while he's still injured, getting yelled at even more by Chi Chi and all the doctors. I kind of expect Gon's going to do that. He did that the first time around with his broken arm, trying to sneak in some training with Kurapika and Leorio, and they catching him and telling him to stop and stuff. But then you have Wing come into the room, straight faced, no expression, hands behind himself, glasses glared as always, casually walks right up to Gon, stares at him for a good 5 seconds, and just slaps him across the face and literally says the exact same words as Killua, like "Don't say sorry, an apology won't help. What were you thinking?" And Gon gets teary-eyed because now you have both your closest friend and your teacher, master, adult berating you and calling you out in their disappointment and anger towards you, like you know you fucked up. But then Wing calms down, put a hand on Gon's shoulder, and you get these father figure vibes, like a room full of family, like Gon getting yelled at by his brother cares about him, and then you have your father figure talking to you, both on your bedside. Killua tells Wing Gon will recover in 2 months, when really he said 4 months, like 5 minutes ago, kind of hooking Gon up for the fact that like he'll be able to train sooner without Wing telling him no if he's given the wrong information about when he can heal. Who knows if that'll actually be good for Gon? But being their teacher, Gon has to listen to Wing. He doesn't have to, but he does have authority over them, I guess. I don't even want to say that. Especially in that there's no reason in Gon competing if he doesn't know more Nen training. You're just going to get fucked up. And Wing refuses to train him or allow him to compete for 2 months. So there is that dynamic there, that hierarchy that Gon and Killua are his students. They are listening to their new teacher, their master, the one that can guide them best. And Wing has every right to be mad. He is a Nen master. He obviously is going to take this shit the most serious. He has to be extremely wary who he divulges this information to in the first place. Did you hear me say the word divulge? Holy crap. What did I just say in that accent? Let me repeat this. He has to be extremely wary who he divulges this information to, let alone teaches them by himself, and then hopes they don't go out and use that power either for evil or just use it just dumb. Because no doubt Wing would take that burden of guilt upon himself if, say, Gon got horribly injured or even worse, died. Maybe that's why Wing is so upset. Like, he doesn't want that burden on him. Now that Gon has done this, he is going to be even more strict and disciplinary to make sure Gon stays in line, stays in check, learns appropriately, and doesn't fuck up again. We are not going any risks, no mistakes, zero tolerance. He is not going to have Nen used any less than the way he approves. Gon didn't listen to him once. Not happening again in this place because it can literally mean dying. Ultimatum time. Gon don't agree to the terms, he'll never teach him again. No ifs, ands, or buts. Whips out the promise string and everything. This relationship's getting serious. Things are moving fast, but there's one thing Gon won't do, it's break a promise. No way. Or break a promise twice. But my favorite part of this episode, though, was Wing Killua's one-on-one conversation because we get some very interesting psychoanalysis on Gon from both Killua's perspective and Wing's, which are obviously going to be very different because they have both very different experiences and viewpoints on Gon. All the questions and answering were fascinating and some good revelations into both of their opinions about Gon. Like, you have to remember, Gon and Killua have known Zushi and Wing for what? I don't even know how long it's been. Could be just days, maybe a week or two. They don't really make it clear how much time has passed, do they? Or maybe I forget. But the point is, they really know nothing about each other. Wing still thinks they're just some like regular kids, shocked at their potential and capabilities. Like, Gon hasn't even made it known whatsoever that he is a hunter. Surely both Zushi and Wing know what a hunter is, so it would be a big deal. But he hasn't made it known at all that he is a hunter. He passed the exam. Not just passed, but he was the first one to complete it, in fact. And Killua was also in the hunter exam. That's how they know each other. That's how they met. But he is more so one of the world famous Zoldycks, a master assassin. Well, not master assassin, but he's an assassin. So nowhere compared to the simple kid Zushi is Wing's first student. Like, all these questions are kind of needed before going forward, you know? Like, the most simple question, why the hell are you even here? He knows why him and Zushi are there, but why are these two random kids on their own here? But it doesn't even have an exciting answer. We know the answer. Killua admits he just wants some quick cash, quick easy cash, to mine their time. But the main priority was for Gon to train hard so he can defeat a guy named Hisoka. Don't know if Wing knows that that guy in the hallway was Hisoka, so he can attach the face to the name, or maybe Wing knows who Hisoka is by other means. But that's really it. Killua kind of just says it perfectly. Everybody else on the 200 floor wants to reach the top floor or compete in that Battle Olympia, whatever, but Killua couldn't care less. But Killua kind of stumbles on his own words because he doesn't want to speak for Gon and say that he isn't interested in stuff in that either. Because he might be. Because after today's match, I think even Killua learned something about Gon. Like, as he says, he has a feeling Gon enjoys the thrill of it all, of fighting, going against someone, the ultimate competition, the adrenaline rush. He's an adrenaline junkie. And you get the quick flashback of Gon. Sorry, my eye is so itchy and dry. You get the quick flashback of Gon back in the arena against Gido, popping and weaving and dodging all the tops, but then all of a sudden finds himself right in the middle of all of them, like out of nowhere, no escape, has no choice but to accept the fact he's gonna get hit by a top. His 10 is down. He's probably gonna get fucked up, but might as well try to defend himself. This is what takes Wing back a bit. The fact that Gon enjoys being in life or death situations. And I think we've seen that plenty of times. Like, he thrives in it. He thrives in that space, that mental state, or thriving, or more so just, I don't, maybe just doesn't think about it whatsoever. Plenty of times during the hunter exam was he just head on with that life and death situation. Like, Killua can at least understand that intoxicating feeling because he's felt the same way, but he considers the circumstances at least. Like, he at least tries to hedge his bets, play at good odds. He's not going to have the risk outweigh the reward. The biggest line of the episode comes from Killua with this of, once he's in the zone, he loses sight of everything. Exactly. Tunnel vision, all in or nothing. Exactly what happened to Gido's match. Got in the zone, focusing on the tops and only the tops. It sensed the nen of each one, gets lost in the motions, loses sight of where he is, and he finds himself smack dab in the middle of the whole fucking thing. and it punishes him. Sometimes it works out. It did throughout the Hunter exam, but who knows how lucky he might have been then. But the stakes are so much higher now. Luck can run out, and when it does, it ain't just getting eliminated anymore. It means being left deformed or being fucking dead. Again, just like Goku. How many times did Goku get lost in the thrill and excitement of fighting and gets absolutely wrecked? But also like Goku, Gon doesn't break a promise twice. Gon won't go against his word this time, and he def ain't breaking that promise string. That's some bad voodoo right there if you go and do that, so do not do that. But Gon might be a masochist. Who knows? Or he's just like a Zoka, like a Goku. It's a drug, a high, the adrenaline, the exhilaration. It's like cocaine to them. And I love how Killua can literally like read Wing's mind here. The doubt begins to set into Wing like, what have I done? Have I gone against my own discipline, my own rules? Have I made a mistake? What am I doing? Did I do the wrong thing that divulging this info to these kids when they weren't ready? And you got Killua just cutting them off like, it's too late, bruh. No bother thinking that. No reason to ask yourself because it don't change the fact we already know. If you refuse to teach us or go against your word, we'll just find another way to learn ourselves or someone else will teach us. We'll find that guy. You don't have to feel responsible, Wing. It's like, damn, Killua, for a fucking 12-year-old, you know how to stand your ground and lay down some confident words, that alpha shit. But he does bring up a good point. Hisoka and Illumi both use Nen. They were bound to discover that eventually and learn it. So instead of feeling regret or doubt, wasting your energy and your thoughts on that, I'd imagine it better to think positively that the person they are learning from is you, a Nen master, a teacher, a good person who can properly teach them. Instead of learning it from some guy who doesn't know how to teach properly, doesn't care about them, is corrupt, isn't a good person, and maybe even might teach them Nen in an evil way. So don't feel bad. Feel fortunate that you found these two highly skilled potential kids and they're under your wing, literally. Keep teaching them, do good, but now you have some important information now. Now you know how to maybe teach them better with this new knowledge you have. Primarily like teaching Gon to stop getting lost when he's in the fucking zone. Pay attention, stay focused, see more of the bigger picture. Don't see what is it? Don't see the forest between the trees or something is that thing. Like discipline and intelligence and restraint is key. Wing wants to start right away on this new training of his with many things he has to tell Killua. He wants Killua to get started right away. Gon might have to wait 2 months with the promise, but he's ready to get Killua started on his training. Killua is the fucking bro here in this moment. You love to see it. Says no. Well, he doesn't even say no to his face, not even to his face, because he already got his back to him. Even more alpha and the disrespect, not even saying it to his face, walking away like, nah, I'll pass. I'm not leaving, going behind. I'll train when he does. Fuck yeah. This is huge. Killua cares more about learning alongside Gon than surpassing him. Even though he probably wants to learn Nen so bad and so quickly in order to know all there is about his brother Illumi's power, he is willing to wait for his friend Gon. Imagine such a stark contrast to Killua's attitude from the past, and not even that long time ago, even during the final stage of the Hunter exam, which isn't even that long time ago, I don't think. Even during the final stage of the Hunter exam, when he got super salty and jealous over Gon being ranked higher than him. That wasn't that long ago. And they were friends back then too. To right now, Killua has come an incredible way since then. Man, what a friend can do to a person. All you need is that one person, remember. And you love to see it even more when Killua walked back into Gon's room to see him meditating to himself, seeing that discipline, taking it seriously, trying to improve himself, train himself how he can. Especially with Wing when they were leaving, Wing yelling at Killua to like make sure Gon practices his Nen training, especially his 10. He has to do it every day. And Killua walks in the Gon doing it already. Doesn't even have to be told. Makes Killua smile. And Killua just sits down on the floor next to the bed and starts meditating along with him, just chilling, silence, quality time together, training together, getting better together. That's a love language right there. Waiting for his friend to keep his promise, heal up, and they're both going to get started together on their Nen journey for real. But, bruh, bruh, bruh. Biggest question from this whole episode: who in the hell is Wing's master? I didn't even catch that the first time around because my dumb brain first thought, like, wait, master? Where's that word coming from? Is Zushi talking to Wing, or was Wing talking about himself in some inner monologue? And then I completely forgot to bring it up or think about it even more because I wanted to keep up with the subtitles and know what was going on. He kept talking. I didn't want to get lost in that. Like, Wing is either talking to himself, to his master, as like a form of inner monologue, or is he literally telepathically speaking to his master? Because that wouldn't be shocking. I could see that being a thing. Like, that's in Star Wars. That's in Dragon Ball also. We see Kao or KO speaking to Goku and even everybody else too all at the same time. When we see Goku speaking to Gohan through their mind, even Krillin. So I could see it in here too, especially for someone like a Nen Master, should be capable of it, but who knows. If Wing is feeling regret or doubt or fear, who would he turn to? I didn't even think to consider. Obviously, everybody has to have a master. Wing is a master now, but he was once the student, of course. You have to go from student to master. Wing fears he might have awakened an incredible beast inside Gon. Awakening potential. Previous episode title. Definitely awakened something, all right. I know there's something special about Gon and Killua, too. Gon can be the good version of Hisoka. Love to fight, is extremely powerful, but he's good. Like, Wing is literally like a Qui-Gon Jinn finding Anakin on Tatooine, the chosen ones. But instead of Anakin becoming Darth Vader or being a bad guy, he's a good guy. Wing discovers Gon and Killua, and they become good guys. He's like Qui-Gon. And to get away from Gon and Killua and go to the end of the episode where we do actually see Kurapika, I feel bad for Kurapika, man, when he's in that office. Kurapika is on his own, just trying to succeed, grow, progress, but is being denied, being shot down. Obviously, a smart person for finding the agency in the first place, but even if you're a hunter, you still lack what is necessary. Just Kurapika being told he isn't good enough, but won't be told why. Just like that he's lacking something, he is less than. That's got to be crushing. I can presume with what that woman was trying to test if Kurapika could see was her Nen, and just like Heaven's Arena at floor 200, this woman ain't gonna take Kurapika on as a worker for one of her clients if Kurapika doesn't know Nen, because he will have to go up against foes and scenarios where it is paramount and absolutely crucial. But she ain't just gonna tell Kurapika about Nen, kind of like how Wing is wary of telling anybody about Nen too. Which is ironic considering what ends up happening to Kurapika. A lot of irony here, like Kurapika questioning what it is he can't see, saying that right as he walks into or walks next to, bumps into that stranger man and doesn't even notice him. But interesting that although Kurapika cannot see, he can sense very well, which is almost impressive. It's the opposite of what Gon was struggling with. Gon could see, but he couldn't sense, and that's what he was working on. Kurapika can sense, but he cannot see. Kurapika was able to sense the bullet coming. The bullet wrapped in Nen, I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But he can sense the bullet. He didn't see it, but he can sense it. But he can't see the guy she walks into and pickpocketed his hunter license. So, complete opposite of Gon. And what I meant by ironic that woman wouldn't tell Kurapika what Nen was. Ironic that she then immediately meets a guy who has no problem saying the word Nen and even then agreeing to be his teacher. It's like, how is Kurapika able to find a Nen teacher so easily? It's like, it's just like the man said, fate had a way of crossing their paths. Is that a literal thing? It's like so seemingly easy because fate or destiny made it so, just out of nowhere. Like, For Nen being so esoteric and secretive and protected, sure is something that Gon and Killua were just able to find a formal Nen master so easily and welcoming to become his students and learn Nen from the best. And you have Kurapika now in the middle of the forest in Bumblefuckville, bumps into a Nen user who just casually offers to also be his teacher and teach him Nen. Like, no vetting process whatsoever. Or I guess that was the vetting process. For Nen being so rare and secretive, so far a lot of people do be knowing about this, huh? But I'll end this discussion by commenting about how powerful this scene was to me. Kurapika on the ground, on his hands and knees, in the rain, yelling at himself, saying he has to do this for him, feeling isolated once again. I imagine back to how he must have felt before the Hunter exam. Might be the same feelings of isolation, and what is isolation but another word for loneliness? Beginning the exam probably had nothing, had no one, his entire Kurta clan wiped out, killed, eyes taken, only one who remains, questioning his purpose and his place in the world, doesn't know what to do. Besides, I'm going to take this Hunter exam. Finds comfort in the Hunter exam, the people he's met along the way, the reward of passing and becoming a Hunter, achieving that goal, to now being thrust back into the real world on his own, with nothing again, with no one again, being told he is not good enough or doesn't possess enough. Kurapika is the most mature, wise, level headed one, I'd say. But him being so competent, he must realize and recognize at this present moment, he would almost certainly be overpowered and defeated by the likes of Hisoka, Illumi, even Hanzo, and he wouldn't be much help or assistance at all to Gon and or Killua if they needed it, as they have surpassed him considerably in skill. So if they're defeated by someone or through something that even they're defeated, being that strong, there's no way Kurapika could even compete or go head to head against whatever that would be. We know Kurapika greatly admires Gon for his strength and his willpower, has never been envious of that once. I feel Kurapika just wants to feel that same thing for himself. He wants that strength and that willpower in himself. He wants to be proud of himself. He wants to accomplish these goals of his. And you have these things getting in the way, and you have people putting you down or denying you, and it gets hard. I look forward to seeing him hopefully find it with this stranger who doesn't turn out to be bad, but also a mystery guy who I originally don't trusted, I ended up liking, just like Wing. So maybe this will be the same thing. But having said that, this will be the last thing I say before I end my discussion. Something I was just thinking about. It's interesting that our main characters are unique from most of the other shows of this genre or style, anime shonen. They do not live to, do not display, or just not yet displayed or lived yet to that savior hero archetype. Like, no saving villages or stopping evildoers, no bringing justice or peace. All of them are just living and acting out in their own preferred best interests, as I think most people do in real life. So it's more realistic. Um, it's more human. Again, that thin veil of morality, if there even is any in this fictional world. What's that? What's that line from Grapes of Wrath? John Steinbeck is one of my favorite authors ever. Grapes of Wrath is one of my favorite novels. Cried hard the first time I read it. Wrote an AP English essay on one of my favorite literary characters ever, Casey the Preacher from that novel. One of the best essays I've ever written. I still have it right here, actually. I still have it right here. I keep it because I liked it so much and I was so proud of it. He has a quote like, "There ain't no sin and there ain't no virtue, there's just stuff people do." Which is a profound thing to hear from a preacher, let alone at all, but it kind of ties into Hunter x Hunter. This show doesn't discern between sin and virtue. There's just stuff people do. Kind of makes you question your own morality a bit. If you see them do something in the show, whether it good or bad, but they don't get in trouble or nothing happens, you ask yourself, okay, well, why do I think it's bad then? What made it bad? In this world within Hunter x Hunter, morality is irrelevant. Good and evil are simply words certain men have invented and attached to actions that don't agree with the natural flow society wishes to progress. That's how I would decide. That's how I would define that quote from Casey when he said, "There ain't no sin and there ain't no virtue. There's just stuff people do." That ain't what Hunter x Hunter is about. So they don't bother with morality. Or perhaps that's how they present it by not bothering with it. So then it makes you, the viewer, attach morality onto it. And if you do, then you can ask yourself, why? I just thought that's interesting to think about. Don't really see that in shonens much, if I'm correct. Like Killua and Gon just doing whatever they want to do. They're kind of just goofing off, training for what they want. Killua to find out about his brother was originally just going fucking around to earn some cash. Gon wants to defeat Hisoka and kind of just stumbled into the whole thing with this Nen stuff. Kurapika now learning Nen on his own. Leorio is the only one of the four to actually have clarified that their intentions as hunters were to help others. Leorio wanting to become a doctor, not by any mechanisms, but literally just by like, I have money, so now I can afford medical school. So kind of interesting. The one guy to actually maybe convey moral values, wanting to do good, might ironically end up being the guy who fucks himself up the most and he's left behind the most out of the group. And he's going to end up being the least capable of the group in a physical sense. He's all smarts, but he's got none of the brawn. And in this world, brawn seems to get you farther than brains. Like I didn't really see any reason for I don't really see any reason for Leorio to learn Nen. Maybe he won't. In 6 months' time, when they all meet, Gon, Killua, and Kurapika will have begun intense Nen training for a while by then, and Leorio will be in the middle of medical school. If shit hits the fan, he's the most useless in my eyes right now, not unlike his character during the Hunter exam. That's just interesting to think about. So I'm very fascinated to see where next episode is going to go. If it's going to be a Kurapika episode, because that's the one cliffhanger we have. But in terms of Gon and Killua, there's nothing for me to really go off of like, oh, what's going to happen next episode with Gon and Killua. The only thing I can imagine is we're going to see Kurapika some more, which has me excited. I hope to see Leorio soon too. But man, let me just tell you right now, my lips and my throat are so dry and hurting from all the talking I've done. How long have I been discussing? Over 52 minutes. Holy crap. Okay, I'm definitely ending the discussion here. Hopefully this discussion was good and you liked it. If you enjoyed the video and found it entertaining, hitting that like button to let me know is awesome. Better yet, if you want to keep up with all future content from me, be sure to subscribe to stay in the loop. Keep the conversation going down in the comments so I can connect with y'all more. Build this community. You know that's the most important thing to me. Follow me on social media for my photography and a more personal side if you'd like. Having said all that, and with that said, so long, farewell, until next time, thank you, be happy, and I hope you have a good one. Peace.